the best grilled cheese you're gonna have. Melty, gooey, packed with flavor, crispy outside. You're gonna love this one. What's my favorite grilled cheese? Besides this one, my favorite grilled cheese is white bread, butter on the outside, American cheese, melted down, gooey, just ripping apart, dripping with tomato soup. That is my favorite grilled cheese because that's my childhood memory. That's my mother making me a grilled cheese when I was sick. That's like, you can't beat that memory. But what you can do as an adult is make an insanely flavorful grilled cheese, that you'll probably make more than the home, comfort food grilled cheese, because this one is packed with flavor. And this you can make for parties, you can make for your friends. So when you're building your grilled cheese, you want to have different kinds of cheeses that bring different things to the table. For instance, I'm doing aged cheddar cheese. So this is gonna be really sharp. It's gonna bring a lot of flavor to this grilled cheese. Then you want ooey gooiness, which you can bring from like buffalo mozzarella or the old standby, you can do American cheese. And then you kind of want to have some like depth with like Parmesan or Pecorino or Gruyere, Swiss, kind of like that, like umami depth of flavor. And I'm choosing to do Comté cheese. It's like a French cheese, kind of has that like earthy depth like you'd get from like a Gruyere. But this is gonna like bring that, like it's gonna kind of round it out and bring it all home. So let's talk bread. I like just white bread. I like just a good, just square piece of white bread. You can go fancy and go chocopan. You can do just the Wonder Bread from the store. That is awesome. I think that has a great mouthfeel. I love the flavor of sourdough, and I love the flavor of sourdough when it's like crispy in the outside and the middle still soft. So I want to use a little bit of sourdough for I love that small sourdough. We're gonna do two different kinds of fat. We're gonna go extra virgin olive oil and we're gonna go butter. The reason I'm doing that is for flavor and to kind of really brown it up. And I want the butter to kind of like steam and melt all the cheese. And I want the olive oil to flavor it, but you can't do just butter or else it will burn. You'll have brown butter. It'll be this whole different thing. So you wanna really have like the olive oil to help the butter stay melted and stay so it steams all this cheese. First thing we want to do is we want to turn our pan on, start to get it warm, and then we're going to butter our bread. So I have some softened butter, or semi-softened butter. It was soft until that AC rock and rolled. Just spread it out. Just really make sure you're getting it all the way to the edges. You're taking that middle and you're spreading it out, making sure you're covering every little square inch of that white space. Fully covered bread and butter. So this is probably something you really normally wouldn't do with your grilled cheese, but you really want to flavor it a little more with a little salt. So I just have some flaky salt and I'm just adding it to my butter. Just so it kind of like bakes in there when I put it down. And then we're gonna go extra virgin olive oil in the pan. Just about a tablespoon. So whenever you're making a grilled cheese, start in like, I wouldn't say cold pan, but like it's starting to come up a little bit. And I kind of just get it used to the pan. Kind of spread it out in your olive oil, and you want to start out nice and slow. And the reason we're starting out nice and slow, not just because we don't want to burn it, but we also want to melt our cheese. You want steam to happen. We can always make it as crispy as we want. I can crank this bad boy up and we can make it crispy, but I want to make sure the cheese gets melted properly. I'm taking my Comté, and I'm putting the Comté down first. Why am I putting the Comté down first? I put the Comté down first mainly because it's one of the harder cheeses. So it's gonna be harder to melt. So you put that Comté down, and so that's gonna be the first thing that starts to melt. You want that heat to hit the Comté first. So always start in a cold to medium cold pan. When you make a grilled cheese, you wanna have two sides. In the old days, you just made your sandwich, put it in there and kept flipping it over, kept flipping it over. That's because you used American cheese, and American cheese will melt like that. So when you're not using American cheese, you wanna put it on both sides. So both sides have a chance for that steam and that heat to really melt the cheese. So I'm kind of making sure that every little inch has some like cheese. So now I'm going with my white cheddar cheese, aged white cheddar, which is a little harder. So that's gotta melt too. I'm checking it, still white, beautiful, because the cheese hasn't melted yet. So you want it to not be colored yet. And I'm waiting to add my American cheese. And the reason I'm waiting to add my American cheese is because I want this to be melted first. I'm not worried about that melting at all. The last thing I'm worried about is that American cheese melting. I want this to melt first, so then I can add the American cheese. See how it's still it's getting a little color, but it's still a little blonde, because we want that cheese to melt. To speed it up a little bit, we're gonna put a little bit of a dome on top, and that's gonna have all the heat and that little tiny bit of steam. That's gonna come down, and that's gonna melt that cheese. Now, you don't have to do a lid. It's just gonna take 5 minutes instead of 2 minutes. Now, I'm gonna do something counterintuitive. And you have to be kind of very chefy to do this, because it's gonna seem weird. I'm gonna add some water. You're like, why are you adding water? Isn't that gonna make it completely soggy? Correct, it will. It will make it a little bit soggy, but we're gonna fix all that later. So to get this to melt a little bit, if you're in a hurry, just add a little water, and it's gonna melt it 30 seconds. All right, that cheese is, look at that, that's beautifully melted. That's perfect. I'm gonna take it out for a second. We're gonna add our cheese off the heat. Let's get a little crazy and let's have a lot of fun. Let's go olive oil, the rest of our butter. We're gonna melt that down, and we're gonna treat this grilled cheese like a steak. All right, let's get crazy. Let's do a little thyme. Let's flavor up this butter. So now we're gonna combine our sandwich. We're gonna take it and we're gonna treat this like our steak. We're just gonna kind of put a little butter on it. So I'm gonna put the other side in the butter. Look at that, garlic, thyme, butter. I understand this is a little egregious, but we're here to have fun. We're here to make this the best grilled cheese in the world. So why wouldn't we drown it and baste it in butter? I'm having like so much fun right now. This is like, I'm like lost and I forgot I'm filming a video. And I'm like, oh my God, look at all this.
I've never had a grilled cheese sandwich before in my life.
You never had a grilled cheese sandwich? Look at that. Little flaky salt right over the top. And kind of like a steak, you want to let this rest. Let it rest for like, I don't know, we're gonna let it rest for like 45 seconds. We want to kind of just let it sit and crisp right back up. So now there's two camps you can be in to cut it. You can be a right down the middle camp, or you can be kind of like, the triangle camp. I don't know, it depends. Sometimes if it's a square sandwich, like really square, I do the triangle. But when it's like a big kind of oblong sandwich like this, I want to do down the middle, so I'm going to do down the middle. Let me teach you a little trick. When you're cutting your grilled cheese or cutting anything, make an indentation first. Make a cut first, and then just go like that. Then you can go right down. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is the ultimate grilled cheese right here, I can already tell. Look at this guy. Look at that. That is what we want. This is all good things right here. Oh my, it's even coming out the back end too. Oh my goodness. Oh, heavens to Betsy, this is amazing. Look at that cheese. Look at that Comte's melted perfectly. That aged white cheddar, that American cheese just dripping. This is what we're looking for in a grilled cheese. So I love nothing more than when a plan comes together, and this couldn't have came together any better. Let's dig into this guy. My God. God, so much cheese, I'm about choking on it. It's got all that flavor from the butter, the olive oil. That white cheddar is just kind of, you don't just taste one cheese. It's like one cohesive cheese. It's like they all got together and just made one cheese when they melted together. All the flavor from that Comte, which is nice and earthy. The cheddar brings a lot of flavor. That American cheese, of course, brings that melty, just that texture of like, crispy bread outside, sourdough, malt and salt. This is just, this is so decadent and so delicious. Trust me when I say this, if you make this way, you will not be disappointed. Gotta try this grilled cheese. This is amazing. I'm gonna chop it up for you boys. You guys gotta have this. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment below what you want to see me make next. And thanks so much for watching. I love making these videos and I love that you guys love them.